Free will. So, Adam and Eve were in the garden, and they were told by God not to eat of the fruit in the middle of the garden. You could have any other fruit, but don't eat of this fruit. This was the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Now, as a result of the fall in the garden, we've had all the suffering and all the death in the world. So, did Adam and Eve have any clue of the implications of what their minor offense may have been? Oh, well, they ate in rebellion to God. Right. So, in other words, God put two people who were perfect in and of themselves in the garden, and then the creature that he made, Satan, was able to fool them. So he made them perfect, but he made them stupid. It sounds really kind of irresponsible, doesn't it? Why would God make a 4-year-old that doesn't understand anything about how a stove works play cooking on a stove? So either God didn't have a lot of wisdom when he created Adam and Eve, or God purposely put Adam and Eve in that situation for them to fall. Either way, if you look at it, if Adam and Eve have free will given to them by God, then that must have been irresponsible because, well, that caused all the rapes, murders, deaths, and every suffering that happened in the whole world. All because God granted free will? God cannot thwart free will. Well, I'll tell you what. If I had a 4-year-old next to a stove, I'd tell you what, that 4-year-old wouldn't have any free will. So, either there was a purpose for this fall, and God knew the greater good of it, or God made Adam and Eve have free will so everybody else in the world would suffer. So you could say, oh, well, God caused rape because we don't have any free will. Well, again, you can say God caused rape because he gave us free will. Oh, well, maybe the people had free will in and of themselves. And I'm like, well, then God's not sovereign. Then God does not control everything. Well, then God is not God. Either God is God and he's able to control everything. Yes, God can make a random number. As a matter of fact, like I said before on a previous video, I'm making this video right now. Dogs are barking, ducks are going all over the place, all of their free will. I'm free to make a video. However, behind it all, my will, God works in my will, right? He works in my will to do what I want to do. So if I choose to be saved, I choose to be saved because he worked in my will. Now, if you want to sit there and blame God for everything that happened, then you have to realize that, as Job says, naked I came into the world, and naked I leave it. God hath given, and God hath taken away. Bottom line, deal with it.